everyone. We're going to get started and get into it today. Alright. We're going to be making the heart accordion book tonight because this is the accordion book series. We made the square looking accordion book on Monday, and today we are going to make the heart accordion book, my little gemstone, my own design from middle school that somehow got rotated into existence on the internet. So, let me sharpen this pencil and we'll get started. Probably sounds bizarre. There we go. Okay. Wisconsin. I love cheese. That's why I could never live there. So the first thing we're going to do, there's a few ways you can make the heart shape. Okay? Back in the day, I made the clover. It's actually a 4-leaf clover. So if you can find a 4-leaf clover shape like this, 4-leaf clover, that works. That's what you need. Now what I do, if I do make this book, is I have a Cricut machine. I designed the design shape and everything on there. I go over there and I cut it out. I haven't used my Cricut in about 3 months because I just, it's kind of a hassle. You have to turn it on every single time I go on there. It's always like a month here, a month there, so it always has to update. Drives me crazy. And then I'm just like, I could have just traced this and went out with it. So, hey everyone. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you, one, you can do this on a Cricut machine. I do have a Cricut account on there. I haven't been on there in a while, so I have no idea if it's even public or what. Or you can do this, and I'll show you how to make your own template, which is super, super easy. It may not come out perfect, but you'll get the idea of it. And then if you want to perfect it and everything and find a more symmetrical and more even template, you can. Not a big deal. So essentially what we're going to do, I'm just trimming this up because this is going to drive me crazy. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the template first. That's the easy part, actually. So this is a thick piece of cardstock. You kind of want to use something thick because if you use something thin, it's kind of hard to trace. And this is going to be an 8x8 sheet. You can use a 6x6 sheet. Then you can utilize your 12x12 paper, and you do not have to waste it. So that makes it a lot easier. So, but I'm going to make this 8x8 tonight. So we're going to make the template first. So, square sheet. Now, this can be a little tricky after the cutting, not the folding. You're just going to fold it in half. Boning knife. I remembered. Bone knife. Bone knife, right? It's bone knife. I can't even remember what this thingamabobber is called. So, fold your piece of paper in half. Then just fold it up. And it is going to be kind of hard to cut because it is thick cardstock. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Because if you do not cut it right, you're going to have either 4 hearts or you're going to have 2, it's split in half. Okay, so So we have the folded side here, here. These are all the loose pages up here. And what we want to do is we want the loose pages to be up here at the peak. You want the folded sides to be like this. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to fold it over this way. Kind of keep the folded sides at a 90-degree angle with themselves. And this is where the tough part comes in. So then you have folded side here, loose pages up here. So it looks like one of them football things we played in school, but bigger. Now what you're going to do is you have this point here, and when it's facing this way, you're going to make like a half circle here, and it's going to look like an ice cream cone. Basically, that's the shape you're making, ice cream cone shape. And like I said, you can just draw it on. You could probably also go to Google and Google a 4-leaf clover template and find one there. That may have been where I found one in the first place. And so we're just going to cut that area. Like I said, use some good scissors. If you hear my little rugrat back there screaming bloody murder, y'all who have been with me on live before, you know this is that time of night when she goes crazy. Okay, so now we have cut this off, and we'll have our little heart like so. Okay, if you want more of a heart shape, you can do that, but that's the gist of it. Pretty easy. Let me make sure I'm still in the, we're in the, oh, my nails are fake. I got press-on nails. It keeps me from biting. I'm a biter. So this is going to be your template for your book right here, and that's how you create it. And I have one right here that I've made earlier. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you just trace it on whatever cardstock you are using, and like this. I don't know, let me find a piece of paper. You can kind of see it. So basically, I put it right here, traced it around, and I got a few of them cut out here. And the paper I'm using is the Rose Perfume paper. It's the same one that I did on Monday, because I'm not a paper waster. I like to use whatever I have handy and what's already been used. So we're going to cut out 5 of these. And once we cut them out, I'm going to show you how to fold them and assemble the book. There are a few things that I have modified to the book. I used to do a soft cover for it. Now I sometimes do a chipboard cover. It can get a little tricky because there's a lot of folding that you have to do, and when you're folding paper on rounded corners, it can be kind of tough. It can kind of fold weird, and it may not look right. So if you don't want to do that, then just do what is easier and use heavy cardstock, because it will work just fine. And you can also use this design for greeting cards. I've used them in journals as little journal inserts. I've made pockets out of them I've made a blooming heart pop-up for a book before out of these. If you guys are asking me questions, I'll have to wait just a second so I can cut this out and then I'll look. Or if somebody knows the answer to it, go right ahead. There's page number 3. Also, I'm not the best at tracing stuff, so if like my lines are all crazy, I just kind of try to follow the pattern, shape, or whatever flow that we're supposed to be going with, so that way I just try to straighten it up. I kind of have a knack for being able to cut straight. I don't usually do a lot of cutting, not so much anymore by hand like this, because that's what I have a husband for. He does all and my fussy cutting stuff for me, so I can work on other things and not have to spend hours trying to cut. I have carpal tunnel, and I'm starting to get arthritis in my fingers from being a musician for so many years. It catches up with you eventually, and that doesn't help. And if I'm rambling, sorry. I hate uncomfortable silences. That's why it's kind of weird being on live, because you feel like you're talking to yourself. And this is the Rose Parfum Stamperia paper backgrounds for Rose Parfum. And yes, they came in today, so they are restocked in my Etsy store. I'm super happy, along with the brand new collection, Welcome Home. And if we have time, when we're all finished, I'll show you the new collection. I think I was one of the first ones to get it, so I'm super excited about that, because it just came out last week. This paper, though, is probably one of my favorites, because it's just, I like anything that's French, Paris, vintagey themed, and this is kind of that. And the ephemera packs that go with it are just as amazing. I hope everybody's having an awesome week. I keep forgetting what flipping day it is. I kept thinking today was Thursday. And then I kept thinking it's like January 30th already. And I'm like, wait a minute. The other day it was like only the 15th. And I'm like, I thought January was over with. Every other month flies by. And then January just kind of creeps. Which isn't a bad thing, but alright, yay. The home stretch. God, I hate cutting stuff out. Alright. So, now we got 5 clovers that are soon going to become 4 hearts. That's one reason why I like this book, is because it's like my signature book for my Etsy store, 4 Girls Stole My Heart. I'm going to show you how we do the folding technique. This is really, yeah, it's an accordion book. Let me see what I did with the other one. Oh, here it is. We're making something like this, and it's an accordion. This is my really old Alice in Wonderland themed accordion book that has, my 2-year-old got a hold of it, chucked it across the room, so now I have it hidden, but it's made very well, so it's not going to be falling apart. And this is only made out of cardstock and then decorated. So it's an accordion book, and I'm going to show you how to fold it right now. And I've seen quite a few people try to do this, and they've done 4 hearts and taped them together. Don't do that. It just looks not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to first, no, we're not going to do it that way. We have 2 hearts right here, the tops of 2 hearts. And we are going to fold them in half. So we're going to have 2 hearts here and here. Just like that. This is another reason I like to do it on the Cricut, or find a template that is more symmetrical, because I don't trust myself when it comes to trying to make it even. Sometimes I get it, and sometimes I'm just a little bit off, and that's okay. It just gives it a little character. So you have your 2 hearts here. Then we're going to put, there's folded side. Then we're going to turn it around this way, and we're going to fold it again. So we're going to have like a crisscross pattern here on this one side. And this is the same folding technique of the book I did on Monday. So now we have our folds here. You're going to flip it over. Here's your X, and then you have your 2 hearts over here. These 2 hearts are going to be folded, and then these 2 are not going to be folded at all. So if you have a fold in between your 2, all of them, then you know it's wrong. So 2 hearts should not have any lines going through them. So you're just going to fold it up like this. And then when you put it back, it's going to pop like that. And then you have the folding. So when it's closed, you can open it up like this, and it's a pop-up heart, 4 hearts. And like I said, this will be the flat. This also needs to be flat. These 2 hearts that are going to be up and down, and there's a reason why for that. So if you do have a fold in all of your hearts, you might want to redo it, because when you go to connect it to another heart, it's not going to lay flat, and it's going to bubble. You don't want that. So that is how you fold the heart. So we're going to fold these all the same way. I always forget and do the 1 heart like that first, which you can. I mean, it doesn't matter, but you want to do the 2 hearts like this first. I'm also trying to make the hearts, the more symmetrical hearts, kind of come together. I had them all nice and neat, and then I did something and messed them all up. We're going to do it that way. This is one reason why it's also good to use a template that has like a more symmetrical clover shape. That's why I usually use my Cricut machine now. Or I'll get a template off of Google or something like that and just trace that. Just print it out on hard cardstock so I can keep it. I just have no idea after I cleaned up my craft room and reorganized it where in the world that is. And then once you get the folding down, it goes by pretty quick. So there's number 2. And if you watched my live on Monday, we do not connect it the same way as the square accordion one. The square accordion one, we did it like this. You can do it this way, but it's going to end up being like a square shape like that. This isn't how we connect these. We actually connect them together like a heart, so it stays in the actual heart shape, just like that. And as you notice, see, mine are not perfectly straight. I got some overhang here. You can just go by and just trim them up. And if you put them together and you find, oh, they're not even, blah, 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 just go by and trim them up, or keep it like that, decorate it, do anything you want to with it. There's no right or wrong way to create things. Everybody, it messes up. Everybody, nobody's stuff is going to be perfect. It may look perfect, but let me tell you something. Them videos that you guys see on TikTok, yeah, that's after editing and cutting out all the bad stuff that are not the pretty stuff. If anybody else has joined, hey. I don't usually go live on Wednesdays, but I wanted to finish this up because I have a very special book that I have been waiting to do, and now that I got the paper to do it, I'm going to be probably working on that maybe tomorrow. And then I may make another one on live on Monday. And so on Mondays are my days I go live. I'm doing 6:30 now, so I'm not up until 10 o'clock. Because I start getting kind of loopy after a while, because I'm just getting tired. After homeschooling 3 kids now, no longer 4, and working out for 2 hours, I get tired in the evening times, and I'm ready to wind down and relax. So if I go like past 10, I start like, you can't tell me anything. Alright, I think we got one more. This one's actually really pretty. And there's also different variations that you guys can do on the accordion book. You can keep the fold and do other kinds of shapes with it. I mean, there's squares, there's all kinds of stuff. I think I showed you guys on Monday a doily type one. Right, so 5 pages. That's usually what I do. You can do more, but the more you do, it's going to be real thick, and that's okay, but you just want to make sure that you have something tied around it or together to do that. So here, okay, you guys are asking questions and I have no idea. Oh, I'm making a book. I'm making a heart-shaped book. If you've never followed me before and this is your first time, I don't make normal books. I make different shaped books. I've made a wristwatch, a journal book. I make heart books. I've made house books. I've made all kinds. I also have a lot of books planned this year, especially for Halloween. I made a haunted house book. I don't know if you guys have seen that. So, I like doing different shape books. That's just kind of my niche. So what we're going to do is I like to use a glue runner because if you use liquid glue, it's going to bubble and it doesn't look good. So a glue runner like this, perfectly fine. They will stick. They're not going nowhere, especially this. This is Crafter's tape. I will say the best place I found to get these, because I use these a lot in like all my bookmaking stuff, is on Amazon. And wait, you know, these, don't throw these things away, but when you get the refills, wait till they're on sale. And then you can get like, gosh, over 50 refills for like 60 bucks, which is a really good deal. And it's a lot cheaper. And then I just sit there and I keep them all stocked up. So you're just gonna put each of the flat pages together just like this. And it's gonna make this little pretty thing going on here, and then pretty soon it will go all the way around in a circle. And so you just keep piling them on. I'm not really paying attention to what color or anything is going where. If you want to keep them straight also, just use the tip of the heart. That helps. If you only do like the humps right here, it may be a little bit crooked. Even if you're using a perfectly symmetrical shape. Because most people, I don't know why, the top of the heart, if you are putting it on, I've done that so many times, and not following where I put the bottom of the heart, and it ends up being a little bit off. Sorry if I got out of the camera. I'm so used to bringing stuff closer to me so I could see. Alrighty. So then we have connected all the pages, and this is the fun part. It's kind of like a slinky, and you can connect it like that, and it will, it kind of, you know, you could actually make these at Christmas time. I'm getting on a squirrel moment. And then you could sit there and clip it like those, like lantern looking things that you see for birthday parties, and you could clip it and hang it, and it could be some kind of Christmas themed thing. But that is how you make the Heart Accordion book. And what I usually do is I make a cover, and the cover is usually wider than, where's my thing here? Let me show you on this one. The actual book. Because I like it, if you look right here, let me show you. This is where the actual book is. I always make the cover about 1/4 of an inch bigger. You don't want to make it real big, because when you open it, these two little bad boys right here are going to run into each other. So you want to be able to keep it to where it is, hang on, we're tangled here, like that. So where they don't run into these pages as well. And oh my gosh, this is so heavy because I have metal stuff in here. So now in this book, I think I put, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put 6 pages in this one because each page was different thing. But that is how it works. And so when you open up each page, that is how you get it. Whoop. If you get your thumb off of it when you're opening it, you get it to do the little pop-up accordion pop-up. And like I said, you can also put this inside of a journal, and it can be like one page, like let's say the blue page here in the front, and then you could have a thing to pop it up like this, so where you look at it, there could be something there, and then it closes back down. So there's lots of things that you can do with it. You can make a card out of it. youth Christmas decorations, anything you want. Or you can journal in them. I actually have another one that I still haven't finished. That's Pirates of the Caribbean one. And I had a bunch of these planned in different themes. And life happened and I haven't gotten to it yet. So this is how you make the accordion book. And it's super easy. And if those of you who are on Cricut Design Space, you can DM me and I'll let you know what my whatever username is. I'll have to figure it out because I haven't been on there in a while. And that way you can download and have it just cut out, which is really, really nice. And it's nice and symmetrical, which we love that. And that is how it is created. So I hope that helps. I've had a lot of requests to show how this is actually made. So I thought that I would sit here and just jump on and show everybody how it's made. That way people can, you know, make it themselves. It is like a slinky. It really is. And that way you guys can create some amazing little works of art. Also, if you like to distress the edges, I know a lot of people like that. I recommend doing it before you even attach them together, because if you try to do it like this, it's a pain in the butt. So make it easy on yourselves to do it this way. So I'll go ahead and make a cover real quick with this. Which one of these templates is the one that I used? There it is. When you're making a cover, you can actually, you know, if you want to trace out the whole thing, that's fine. That's kind of wasteful because you just need a heart-shaped cover, and that's it. So usually what I do is I'll usually cut it out on the Cricut machine, and I'll cut all the hearts, and I'll have 4 hearts left over, and then I use 2 of them, and then I'll make 2 books together when I'm doing that. You can also make little page liners to go in here, or you could keep it like this. I like this paper, this backgrounds paper, because it's, to me, it's already the background that you need and want. But if you wanted to take like a plain cardstock and put it on there, you can, like just at least on these 2. That works too. So here I was thinking about tracing these little flowers because I like to put them on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and mark about 1/4 of an inch on the points here, just a little line. That kind of tells me how far I need to go out with the cover. So it's a little bit bigger than each page. And I have no idea any specific technique for this. I just kind of wingding it until I find what works. And then if you keep going around and around and around, eventually, let me put one more here, you'll be able to just go from line to line, just following the edge. And if you don't want to do it like this, you just want to cut it out, and that's fine. This is just something that I would do just to give it a little extra broom. I should probably mention too that I know how to draw, so maybe this is not that difficult to me, but it may be difficult to some who don't know how to draw. I figured out that some of the things that I do, I'm like, oh, I drew it, and they're like, oh my gosh, do you have a template or something? And I'm like, no, not really. And I don't really think about it that way. I don't know. Can you guys hear my 2-year-old downstairs acting like a nut? I just heard my husband sit there and say, you need to calm down. And I'm like, I don't know why she gets so wound up in the evening time. But she's a bit hyper. Okay, need to get a pencil with a better eraser. Then we're just going to stick it on there just like that. See, and then it hangs over the edge just a little bit. Let me pull this out. There we go. And make sure you put your glue on here, not the cover. The cover's bigger. Alright. I should probably also mention that if you want to put like a little tie ribbon thing on there, you can put that on before you put that first page on and put it in there. Now that you will want to use liquid glue with, because the glue runners, they'll stick to ribbon but not as well. And just put like a strip of ribbon under on the first page with some glue, and then you can do a glue runner on the rest of it, and then put this on, and then you can have the first ribbon like on this one go right there, and then you just do the same thing with the back, and that's it. You can also use the heart that you cut out for the front so your covers are even to trace on the paper, so you don't have to mark it all up like I did. And that's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to use perfume bottles. I'm just going to use this, since this will be the back. I'm going to do it kind of light. Ooh, 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 don't move. Okay. Alright, yay. I think we'll do this side. And then when we're done with this, I'm going to show you guys the new Stamperia paper that I'm going to be making a book out of, which I'm super excited about. Yeah, this side. Sorry if my head's in the way. Make sure it's a little bit even. There we go. Oh, let me put some more glue in this one spot. No, we're good. Alright, so we have the back cover, front cover, and then all of them. So that is how easy the Heart Accordion book is. Not hard at all. And the paper is amazing. So, not bad. So, I hope that helps everybody who's asked me to show how you attach the pages and stuff together for this book. I know I had a lot of people writing me, and I thought it would be kind of self-explanatory, but I understand. It's a little bit confusing if you haven't done it before. So, hey everyone. And the other accordion book that I plan on doing is the tea accordion book. It's in the shape of a little drinking tea bag thing. So, that I had somewhere. Where did it's hanging up right here in front of my face. This one right here. This one is another one that I designed, and I do a lot of origami folding and stuff like that. And this one is also not difficult. It does take a little bit of measuring and stuff like that. See, it can. This is the accordion shape. And this one, I think, was the first or second one that I ever made. And you can journal in these. I've made them into greeting cards. I kind of evolutionized from the first one that I did into other ones and have them connected together and everything. And it's just something different that people can keep. I've had people actually not even journal in these at all, and they keep them on their shelf because it sets up like a little tea book. And it's been a while since I've made any of these and put them in my Etsy shop. And I have a lot of ideas, especially for them. And also there's little pockets that I made so you can actually put stuff in each of the sides, here, here, and here. Which I like. I like little tuck spots is usually what they call them. And even this page right here, this is actually my grandmother and grandfather who I made into washi sheets on paper, and then I put it inside of here. That's another thing that you could do. You can print on vellum, I think is how you say it, paper, and make the washi sheets out of them. So you can make your own themed washi sheets. You don't need to try to find them or buy them or anything like that. So this is also considered an accordion book because of the accordion mechanism that they do. Oh, thank you. And like I said, I'm going to be making a book. Now I gotta find what I did with the paper. Oh, I put it back here. I have a ton of books planned, and I'm planning on